Hi there, Dr. Andrea Schnowski from Freedom Chiropractic and Holistic Health in the Peoria Metro Center. Now, I want to come at you this week and talk a little bit more about prevention as well as adaptation when it comes to kiddos. So, when children are injured, when they have a fall, when they have any type of issue going in their body, their bodies are designed, and so are ours, honestly, but their bodies are designed for adaptation. So, a lot of times for kiddos, when they have an injury or they have something not working properly, their body is working behind the scenes to twist, adapt, use different muscles to counteract that pain. And typically for kids, pain is the absolute last symptom that shows up. So a lot of times we may have kiddos that parents come in, they're like, oh yeah, they're fine, they're fine. They never complain of anything. Everything seems to be okay. They play like 5 sports, they jump off of trampolines, they just landed on their head the other day, but they're fine. Guess what? Your phone's fine when it's at 2% and it dies the next minute. So let's face it, when we're looking at only pain symptoms, only complaints, that is not the best way and not the best metric for evaluating children. So when it comes to children in my office, I'm a family chiropractor, so I do take care of babies as well as older adults. I focus on function. That means I am checking to make sure that their joints, their spine, everything is moving how it's supposed to. I look at muscle balance and making sure that the muscles around their joints are actually working together properly and using the right muscles so that we have stability for joints. Because let's face it, when kids are playing sports, they are playing hard, they are playing rough. And if they fall down, they pop right back up and get back in the game, which is great. However, a lot of times we may have, again, those latent injuries that we don't really see because they're not complaining of them going on behind the scenes. And their body tends to start using other muscles. Their body starts to heal that area that was injured, and sometimes it doesn't heal it in the proper position. So a lot of times we may have months, weeks, even sometimes years of multiple damages in an area where eventually all of a sudden now we've been playing sports and playing, say, soccer for like 5, 6 years, and now they're complaining of popping and pain in their knee, or their ankle just keeps twisting and they just cannot seem to keep it stable, and they tape it and they push through injuries and they keep playing because they want to be out there, but they're not really feeling the best afterwards. That is a sign that their body is not properly healing, that we're kind of pushing under the rug and saying they're fine, they're fine, they're fine, because their only metric and the only thing that we're literally looking at is their complaints or they're complaining of pain. In my office, again, we do wellness checks. So we do sports checks, pediatric spine checks, and we want to make sure that their spine and their joints are working properly. We want to make sure that their nervous system is supported and working properly so they're not getting overstimulated and having behavior issues. We want to make sure that they're eating the right things so that they have the right nutrition to help them with focus, help them with sleep, help them with the development. Because the reality is your nervous system controls the function of every single cell, muscle, process, and organ in your body. And if we have issues where those nerves or that nervous system isn't working properly, we can see developmental problems. We can see injuries. We can see sleep problems. We can see digestive issues. We can see behavior issues. We can see problems in school simply because we're not looking at the big picture and focusing on prevention for kids. So if you have kiddos that are active, or even if they're not, and maybe they're sitting behind video games and screens and having not the best posture while they're doing it, it may be time and a good idea to do prevention, because let's face it, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. When we are preventing injuries and foreseeing the future, like, hey, this ankle's not working properly, let's do some exercises, let's do some adjusting, let's make sure that we get this stable so that when they get into the deep sports season and when they get back to school and they're running and playing all these sports, their body is 100% healed, stable, and they know what they need to be working on at home to prevent injury. That's a lot better shape than waiting until their ankle's twisted and they can't walk out and they're on crutches and having to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get them back to functional, back to walking on their own. So if you want more information about my office, you can give us a call, 309-689-6200, or check out our website, freedompeoria.com.